I'm Ken Herring, head football coach at Kingwood High School, Kingwood, Texas. Today we're going to introduce to you the Permian Sweep Series that's been a part of the offense for the last 30 years. We hope that you can use something that can make your offense better. And in the Wing T offense, a little bit about our alignment and how we call our people. On the offense, we call the flanker the F-back. You know, a lot of people call him the Z. We call this, our tight end, the A. We call this man the tight tackle. We call him the tight guard because we flop the line. Obviously the center, and this is a split guard for us and a split tackle. And we, instead of calling this X, we call this man B, or split end. And then obviously quarterback, tailback, fullback. On defense, we call corners, and in our defense we call these corners, and we call this the free safety, and we call this the strong safety. We just gave him the name of Rover. That's why we have an R there. On the front, we call this, instead of calling this a defensive end, we call his technique out. Like if he's a 9, we call him a 9. If he's a 6, but we just talking, and whenever we communicate as a staff, we say that this is a 9, tight-sided 9. That means he's going to go to the strength call, you know. And we call this man over here a split 9, and he's just a weak side defensive end. What we call our open side defensive end. And then the two techniques, obviously, that's the play, or defensive tackles. That's what they're playing. Sam is usually the strong side linebacker. That's what the S is. And Willie is the weak side linebacker, and Mike is the middle linebacker. The first play we'll cover is in the sweep series is the 18 pitch play. And the 18 pitch has kind of been the play that we've kind of hung our hat on over the years. And we've started running this play back in the early 1970s, and really not many changes have been made in how it's executed or anything. The first thing on the 18 pitch is that we're going to double team number 3. Double team number 3. The tight end is going to center up. He's going to center up and try to do the most of the blocking himself, and try to take, we tell him he's the guy that's got to do it. And the F-back is going to come right along beside him and put his head on the outside hip of this man, and they're going to try to drive this guy straight back. Try to drive this tight 9 or defensive end straight back like that. The tight tackle is going to step with a zone step to the outside, and he has to make a decision at that time whether this Sam backer is on the outside or he's trying to hide in there behind the tight 9, which a lot of people do. Whether to pull around, he has the option to pull around and pick this man up, or he has the option to zone through. If he zones through, then he must look for the stunt by the 9 technique coming down. If there's no 9 technique coming down, obviously he's going to zone up and take the Sam backer. Our tight guard is going to run us what we call a slip zone. We're going to punch the outside breastplate of the defensive tackle, and we're going to work up the field to cut off Mike. Mike should be pursuing to the ball right here. Center is going to reach. He's going to reach, and he's going to try to get into the crotch of the defensive tackle. He's going to try to zone him up, and if he is on some type of a pinch or coming to the inside, he should take this man right here. Our split guard is going to also zone, and our split tackle is also going to zone. Taking care of that. We have a little different philosophy with our outside people. Our split end is called B, and our B, we always block the corner, the man immediately on him. We found for years that we were trying to get downfield and block these people to break the runner free for a touchdown, and invariably this man right here was making the touchdown. So we felt like that we wanted our backs to center up on the or see the people that they're going to try to beat to make the score. Our backs, the blocking of our backs, is our fullback is going to what we call rhino block, or he's going to kick out block on the cornerback. His path right here is going to be at the outside foot of the tight end, which we call A. As he goes, he's going to go through the outside shoulder here. He's going to expect this cornerback here to crash down on him. And he's going to kick this man to the outside. He wants to get his face on the inside numbers of the defensive cornerback and drive his feet and drive him out of the hole, you might say. Our quarterback is going to reverse pivot and pitch a soft toss. He's going to make a soft toss to the tailback. A little coaching point for him is to take a little lateral step when he pivots where he can keep himself right along the line of scrimmage. And his rule is to block the strong safety. The tailback is going to go through the feet of the fullback, and he's going to run under control. He's going to run under control right here to the other halfback position and then turn up north and south. And that's basically what we do on the wing T pitch. There are some other coaching points I think you could make that are the problems that you see. I think those are the most important thing that you're going to see on trying to run the sweep is if you see a lot of cornerbacks trying to crash down to stop the play. And one thing that you can do is that you can have the flanker back to block solid on this play, and then there's really a better running hand. And then you have to change the assignment of the fullback to turn up the field and turn inside on Sam. Other than that, nothing else changes. Another option that you can have is to have the tight tackle pull. A tight tackle will pull, and he will kick the contain, and then have the fullback take his block on the Sam linebacker. Those are some things, some little wrinkles that we've always done to make the sweep a lot more effective. The Permian pitch play, continuing the sweep series that we have with the Permian offense, and we're going to block the pitch play against a 50 look, a 5-2 look. The same rules apply for the tight end and the flanker. The tight end is going to, and flanker back are going to double team number 3. They'd like to try to drive number 3 straight back to seal off the linebackers if they could. Just create a new line of scrimmage. We want, like I said before, the tight end he needs to do most of the work. He needs to do most of the work. A tight tackle is going to zone step. He's going to do the same thing the guard did against an even. He's going to slip block. He's going to punch the outside breastplate. Not reach wide on that tackle to get him to stretch or anything, but get on his outside number and then come off and reach for the Sam backer right there. Try to go at an angle to cut him off in pursuit. The tight guard is going to reach flat right here like a zone step and try to get into the crotch of the, try to tie him up in some way. You know, obviously if the tackle's coming down, then we want to reach his outside shoulder and turn up the field and seal off the defensive tackle. If tackle is widening or playing a wide 5 technique on the defensive tackle, then obviously he will not be able to slip block the thing. They'll both have to just zone step. The center is now going to do the same thing. He's going to reach block here on the nose. If the nose is slanting to the strong side, which we see a lot, then he will cut off the nose guard. If the nose is going weak, then the split guard should give him tail protection and pick up the nose. If the nose slants, and obviously the split guard needs to come on up and try to seal off Mike. The split tackle is going to zone step through here. Make sure the Mike backer doesn't run through the weak side and then turn back on the defensive tackle right here. The fullback is going to run it outside foot of the tight end, and he's going to rhino block just as he did before and kick out the rover. Be sure that he doesn't have an outside path. Make sure he's inside out on that rover. Quarterback is going to reverse pivot, take a little step with his right foot, reverse pivot, stay close down the line, and he's going to go up on the strong safety, or the corner in the case of this pre-rotated secondary. The toss is obviously soft toss right out in front. Tailback is going to run under control, not full speed, but under control to the point where he gets to at the other halfback position, and he's going to turn his shoulders square up the field and run to daylight. And the B is going to block the backside corner. That's how we run the play against the 5-2 look. Okay, now the third defense we'll show running the pitch against is the 4-4 look. In some places, split. We call it the split look. As before, the tight end's going to double team number 3. Try to drive the man straight back. Try to get some movement on him. Tight tackle, the tight side tackle is going to zone. He's going to zone step out through and seal off the outside linebacker. If as in the case of this this defensive look right here, where this man is lined up in a 2 technique, then we're going to try to slip block it and work off just like we did before. If this man's at the wide 3, then more than likely we're going to zone it and let the center zone and snap back on the backside backer. But since we have a 2 technique, we're going to reach just as we did before, try to get into his crotch, try to get some type of movement. We're going to zone step with the backside tackle and guard. Try to zone off, make sure there's no penetration by these 2 people trying to run through. Again, this is a problem we see quite often in our offense against a 4-4 look. Is the backside linebacker will try to time it out on the sweep and run through that lane right there. So it's real important that the guard does not just get locked in thinking he's got to block the 2 technique, but block a zone there. Quarterback going to reverse pivot and pitch the ball to the tailback. Try to pitch a soft toss out in front. And he's going to lead up on the outside cornerback. Hug the line of scrimmage, he becomes a blocker. Fullback also going right again at the outside foot of the tight end. Going to go inside out and kick out the strong safety. Tailback is going to go under control to the other halfback position, get himself squared up in the hole, run the daylight. As before, we tell our split end to block the backside corner. That's how we run our play against a split look. Our next play off the sweep series is what we call our wide play. We call this the wide play because of the crashing corners. When we're running the sweep, the way people try to stop the sweep is to crash the corner down, try to meet the fullback somewhere down in the, over the tight end tackle area. So we came up with this play to stretch the defense. A lot of people call it stretch and one-back offenses and that type of things. We call it the wide play. Now, how this play starts is we're going to arc the flanker back rather, on the corner and try to reach his outside leg. Since he is coming from the inside out in our division, we can chop the man. So we tell him to go flat down the line here and an arc toward that outside corner right there and chop the legs out. We try to get the upfield knee, try to roll that up. Roll our shoulder and try to roll him on the ground. We tell our tight end to reach. We want him to reach, lock up right here, and seal that defensive end off. We tell our tackles, we want our tackle to do what we call a full zone. We want them to reach to the next man's head up to the next man outside on defense. So that, for example, this tackle here, he would reach past this end right here and seal up this sound backer right here. The tight guard, he would pull and seal, make sure there's no run through from that tackle, and then seal to the backside. Same for the center. Reach, full zone right here. Okay, seal off, cut off any type of penetration. What we do on this is to next, we want the quarterback to reverse and pitch the ball to the tailback about right over the inside foot of the tackle here. Reverse pivot, pitch the ball, lead this man on the inside foot of the tailback. Tailback, we tell the tailback not to drop, step, or anything. I mean, he's in a dead sprint to that sideline. We want him to stretch that defense, try to get outside whenever he sees that they've got him surrounded or over-pursued the play, then he can cut back against the grain. Until then, he keeps stretching all the way to the sideline, trying to run. Then looks for the running lanes if they have over-pursued. I'd like to get that ball right over here. The key right here is for the fullback. We must line the fullback up behind the tackle or in an offset eye, or we like not to give it away and make the defense think real quick. We pick this fullback up in quick motion right here, and then he runs an arc reading that flanker back's block. He's going to read that flanker back's block, and then if this flanker back misses his block, then his first assignment is to seal this man off. If the flanker back gets his block, then he's going to work up to the strong safety, who should be coming running up, or if, in the case of some defenses, if the sound backer's a good reactor and we didn't do a good job with the tight tackle of sealing him off, he'll pick that man up. We tell the quarterback, as we said before, to pitch the ball to the inside, lead that man on the inside of the tackle, and then seal. He just seals up and picks up any kind of trash running through, you may say. Tell the split end to block the backside corner as always on any of our plays going away from him. Feel like he has a better chance to block that man. This is a good companion play whenever we're getting a lot of crash downs by this corner. The defense is really set up to stop this play. We're getting a lot of penetration right here with this tight nine. We feel like that we can get outside it and make the defense have to play more than just the sweep. This is how we block the wide play versus a 4-3 look. We'll be blocking the wide play versus a 5-2 look. Against the 5-2 look, the same for the flanker back. He's going to go on his arc path on the force man to the outside, try to roll up his outside thigh. Try to, make sure he gets flat. Be sure he doesn't go right at the man, but be sure he runs an arc path. Try to roll up that outside thigh on that force man. Tight end is going to lock up. Make sure he cuts off penetration. We'd really like to seal this man up real quick to the outside. He has to take a wide step, make sure that he seals that man to the inside. The thing you want to be leery of is be sure that you don't let this man, that you aim so wide that you let the man come off inside and we don't have a play. As before, from tackle to tackle, we want the tackle to tackle people to take a full zone step. In this case right here, this tight tackle is probably our worst athlete in our offense, so we want this man to go around the tight end to try to pick up that Sam backer, who should be the man pursuing to the outside. We tell the tight guard to reach to the next man, head up to him, so he's going to have to reach hard. Obviously, splits are real important in this, being sure that we don't get ourselves oversplit to try to run this play. Full zone to the next man. Make sure there's no run through. Give hip protection. Full zone. Block the backside corner. Now we're going to pick the fullback up in quick motion, and he's going to arc also and read. He's going to read the flanker back's block. If flanker back gets the block, then he's going to proceed on and block the outside force man or bounce man in the bounce position in the secondary. Tailback's going to get on his horse. He's going to run hard to the outside. He's going to try to stretch the defense. If he can, he'll outrun him to the outside, which happens sometimes. If not, then the defense is over pursued, and he's just going to cut back into the running lanes. Quarterback going to reverse pivot and get the ball over the inside foot of the tackle and seal off. Reverse pivot, get the ball tossed out in front, stretch the defense. This is how we run the play versus a 52. A wide play versus a 4-4 look. Same as before. Our flanker back's going to run an arc path to the force man to the outside. Tight end's going to hook the defensive end. Make sure he cuts off any kind of penetration. Be sure he's locked up on that man. Make sure he can't escape to the inside. The tight tackle, we're going to full zone. He has the option here to pull. He has the option to pull around the end against this defense or take a flat zone step and seal off the outside linebacker. These people here are taking full zone. Anything that runs through, they're going to try to take care of. From one head up to the next man. Block the backside corner. Pick up the fullback in quick motion over the inside foot of the tackle. He's going to run an arc path and read the flanker back's block. If the flanker back misses the block, then he's going to come off right now and pick that force man up, or we don't have a play. If he blocks the man, and then we're going to continue on and block the bounce man from the secondary. Tailback is going to go in a dead sprint to the sideline and must stretch the defense. Get outside, and you see the team over pursuing, then he can cut back against the grain. Quarterback's going to reverse pivot, pitch the ball about right over the inside to get the ball to the tailback about right over the inside foot of the tackle, and then he's going to seal off to the inside. This is how we run our wide play, part of the sweep series against a 4-4 look. The next play that we'll run on the Permian sweep series is the belly play, the fullback belly. The fullback belly has been a good companion play for the sweeps, the pitch, is because it looks almost the same from the defensive side. On the belly play, starting with the flanker back, we always tell the flanker back to block out on the corner. Keep outside, keep everybody in front for the running back. On 36, usually we run the G block, and of course on the G block we're going to seal off the inside linebacker with a tight end. The tight tackle's going to come down. He's going to aim high on the defensive tackle to cut off any type of movement across the top by the defensive tackle. The tight guard is going to pull, and he's going to kick out, get his feet inside, get on the inside number of the defensive tackle, and try to kick him to the outside, drive his feet up out of the hole. For the tight tackle to go high on this man, it's real imperative that the center reach flat to make sure that we're not having a pinch stunt by the defensive tackle. So if the defensive tackle does pinch, then he's going to collide with the center, and we're going to stop penetration on this play. After he does that, then if he does it properly, then he's going to be in the right path to cut off the middle linebacker, seal off the middle linebacker. Backside guard, we're going to zone, make sure we cut off any type of stun or anything like this right here on the backside. The split tackle is going to zone step, make sure he seals off anything from the backside on this play. Split end, like before, he's going to block the backside corner. Our steps, we feel like, are real important with the fullback. We want him to lateral step and cross over, and then on his third step, he should get square on the inside shoulder of the tight tackle. So his path is outside crossover and square himself up, and then knowing it's the G, he can lean a little bit more outside. And the reason why we have him do this path is because we don't always G block every defense. We have the option to run just a zone or a base block and run the G play. We tell our quarterback we want him to reverse out, get his shoulder square with a sideline, and get the ball deep to the fullback. Get the ball deep to the fullback. And come on out right off his butt, set up right here, fake the option. Tailback's going to come into a pitch position, faking the belly option. That's how we run the play versus a 4-3 defense. Our next defense we'll run against is the 52 look. We'll run our belly play. Obviously you can run the G play against the 5-2 look, but we feel like the G is not as good against the 50 look. If this tackle does a good job, he can keep the tackle off the linebacker, and so we opt most of the time to block this play base against a 5-2 look. And obviously base here is that we're going to get to the inside breastplate right here and drive this man straight back. Our flanker back obviously is going to block the corner. I mean the rover in this situation right here. Keep that cornerback from falling back in on the play. We take a read step against a 50 look with our tight side tackle. We step with the outside foot, and we try to center this man up and read. What we do by taking a step with the outside foot was a kind of a brace step, and we read block this defensive tackle. If this defensive tackle is if he's in a pinch mode, then we're going to let the guard zone step and pick this man up. If this tackle is, forcing us, or he's playing us hard from the outside in a power technique, then we're going to lock on and try to drive the man straight back. If the defensive tackle is playing on the outside, then obviously the tight guard will come on up and block here. Center is going to zone step, take the nose. If there is some type of stunt, then he's going to take a full zone step and block the backside backer. The split guard's also going to take a zone. Split tackle's going to zone. Got to make sure that there's no fire or anything coming from either side. Split end is going to block the backside corner. Fullback again is going to belly step. He's going to take a step with his outside foot, cross over, and get square in the hole, and then run to daylight. And we tell him to get his heels at 5 yards on this play, so he can read the defensive front on this. If it could be a cut back all the way back on this right here. So we tell him it's not necessarily right straight ahead. It could be outside, be straight ahead, and a cut back. So it's important that he get a good belly step, lateral step, crossover, get the ball quarterback, get the ball deep, reverse out, get the ball deep to him, make the handoff deep in the backfield, and then come down and fake the pitch to the tailback coming around on the option. This is how we run our play, our belly play versus a 5-2 look. The belly play versus a 4-4 look or a split look is a good football play for us. It's because we feel like we can get off down inside with the tight nine having to play a head up with the tight end because of the wing. We feel like the tight end can get off down inside on the Sam backer, seal him off, make him run over the top, make sure you're flat enough, don't let him escape underneath. Flanker back's going to block out on the 8 technique. Tight end, the tight tackle rather, is going to come down. He's going to block high also, again, like we talked to him on the 4-3 look. Make sure he cuts off the man from the top. We tell our center to be sure you come flat, to be sure there's no penetration by that 2. And if you do come in flat enough, then you're going to be at the proper angle to snap back on the backside linebacker. He should snap back on Mike right there. Tight guard is going to pull, and he's going to get up inside, run his feet up out of the hole, get on the inside number, hug butts, as we say, and seal the tight 9 to the outside. Split guard is going to zone step, make sure there's no penetration by that Mike. Don't get locked in on that 2, but be sure you look through and make sure Mike doesn't run through the backside, kind of stopping any kind of a fire stunt that might take place. The split tackle is going to zone step. Split end is going to block backside corner. As before, we want the fullback to belly and come through the inside foot of the tackle and be ready to run to daylight. Get quarterback, reverse out, get the ball deep where the fullback can run to daylight. Come out and fake the option. Tailback coming around. We actually break down and look this pitch in, try to hold some of the secondary. That's how we run the play versus a full 4 look or a split look. The next play off the sweep series is the counter play. The counter play is where we bring our F back through to the split side gap, and I think our play is pretty unique is because of our way we block it. It's pretty unique. On the counter play, the blocking starts like this. The tight end is going to pull. He's going to pull, and he's going to pull around against a 4-3 look. He's going to pull around and read the split side guard. For example, if the split guard blocks this man inside, which he should to cut off any kind of penetration, he's going to come up on the weak side linebacker and block him. Example, if this guard or this 2 technique widens to the outside and the guard has to take him to the outside, then he would obviously cut up to the inside to take the weak side linebacker. The tight tackle is going to check the gut stunt. This is something that could hurt the play. He's going to check if this man's on a gut stunt down inside, and he's going to block him. If he's just playing normal read technique, then he's going to work up to the Sam linebacker, who should take a step up outside. We tell these two to work in combination, the center and the tight guard. We want this man to get his head to the outside number and seal this man off. We want the center to step and play side 1 gap for a couple of reasons: to make sure there's no penetration by this defensive tackle, and next is to make sure we give the Mike the picture that we're zoning that way, to get him to step out of the hole. And we will work up in combination and seal off Mike. Mike should start his pursuit of the football that way. Like I said, our split guard, he's going to make sure he cuts off penetration, and if he has a 2 technique in this situation, he's got to block aggressively. He doesn't have the opportunity to sit back and wait. He must go get the man right now, especially if he's in a real tight inside 2 technique. He's got to get after the man aggressively, cut off penetration. The split tackle is going to do what we say is a 2-step show pass gate. He's going to gate back down inside 2 steps, make this man loop to the outside right here and fan him out to the outside. Our B is going to block the backside corner. Our next important block on this is our fullback. Our fullback is going to block the tight side end. He's going to go inside out and block this man like this. Get his face on the inside, go a little bit tighter. Make sure he seals off this man from trying to chase the play down from the inside. Anticipate him reading this end, because people work on that when they play us, and they'll get him to follow this man down inside. Our quarterback is going to reverse pivot here like he's running the sweep, and then hand the ball on the inside handoff, about right over the inside foot of the tackle right here. Our flanker back, obviously we have our flanker back's feet with the outside foot up and the inside hand down, so whenever he starts his pivot back, he comes back and runs an arc. He runs an arc through to the backside hole. He needs to stay right on the hip of that tight end as he comes through. Our quarterback reverses out, as we said, and gives the ball. And after he makes the handoff, then he wants to continue on outside. The tailback is going to throw his hands up like he's running the pitch and run to the tight side. That's how we run our counter play, showing the sweep action back to the split side. When we run our counter play against the 50 look, there's a lot of similarities in how we run this play against the 50 look, and it's real important for the tight end to know what type of front we're in. It's important because he's got the key block on this, so he needs to know a 50 look, he's reading the center's block instead of the split guard's block. As he pulls out, he's going to go tight along the line of scrimmage. He's not going to really belly back, but he has to be ready to give ground in case someone gets some penetration and pick up the backside linebacker. We tell him that his rule is to pick up the backside linebacker. We'd also tell him if there's any penetration, take it, and we'll try to get as many yards as we can. As he pulls along here, he's reading the center's block, which could be the nose could be slanting strong, and he's going to give ground around to pick up the willy linebacker, or weak side linebacker. If he's slanting weak, then he may pull up as close inside right here to pick the backside linebacker. We tell the tight tackle to step off with his inside foot to make sure there's no penetration here. This could hurt the play. He'd probably be the most dangerous man to hurt the play. We tell him to make sure you seal off to the inside on this. Tight guard, we feel like the most important thing for him is to make sure that we don't get penetration here, so we tell him to step with his inside foot, checking that nose guard coming strong, and if he does, give that center help to cut off any kind of penetration, and then work up late to the near linebacker. Now on the split side, we tell both these guys, both the split tackle and the split guard, to gate back, give us a two-step gate, a gate back, and then go get their man. Make these two people think that we're running pass on the backside. Go get this man, seal him to the outside. Quarterback's going to reverse out and give it to an inside handoff. Tell the flanker back's going to belly back. He's got his outside foot up. He's going to belly back and run an arc in, reading the center's block on this. The center he is the key man for him to read, and then he will follow his fullback, his tight end rather, up into the hole. Fullback is going to go right off the hip of that tight tackle and seal off this tight side 9. Tailback's going to fake we're in the eye this time. The tailback's going to still throw his hands up, fake the pitch. Okay? Split end is going to block the backside corner. And that's how we run the play versus a 5-2 look. Against the 4-4 look, our counter play is going to have some other options to it. Our tight end, obviously still going to pull. Now he's got a backside 2 or a 3. Most people we play in the 4-4 look, this man's in a 3, which is real inviting for the split guard to turn his man to the outside right there. You know, if they're playing a 2 like is in this example here, then he's got to make sure it's a little tougher. He's got to make sure he cuts off penetration. The tight end's going to pull and read the split guard's block against a 4-4 look. He's got him turned to the outside. He's going to turn up on the backside linebacker. The tight end doesn't have a thread here, so he's going to make sure he cuts off this man from penetrating right here. We tell the fullback, we kind of got a double team here. We tell the fullback to make sure he seals off that near side tight 9. Tight guard, he's going to make sure he cuts off penetration here, which could hurt the play. He knows he's got inside protection here with a center, so he's going to step to the outside and make sure he's got help here. The center's going to work up to the sound backer. Same as before, we're going to belly. Reading that split guard, if he knows it's an outside rush by that 3, it makes it a lot easier for him. If he's in a 3 technique, if it's in a 2, he knows he's going to have to give a little more ground and get around. We'd like for him to be coming downhill when he runs this play, downhill, and a real good coaching point obviously is to get his eyes at the hole, not looking at the quarterback. Quarterback's going to reverse out, get the ball to him deep, hand it off about on the inside foot of the tackle, and he's going to come on outside faking the sweep. We have the option here to tell the tailback against a 4-4 look or a 44 look or a split look to read the backside linebacker. If that backside linebacker is up on the line fixing to fire, then we'll tell him to block him just immediately. If he's backed off, like he is in this situation, he'll go ahead and fake the sweep. Tell the B to block the backside corner. Split tackle is going to do the same thing before. He's going to 2-step gate, make this man, defensive end, rush from the outside and turn him to the outside. That's how we run our counter play versus a 4-4 look. Our companion play off of our sweep play is our belly pass. Our belly pass has been a vital part of our offense for years, and our secondaries keep moving up closer and closer to try to stop the power sweep, and this is a way we've had to counter that. The belly pass starts off with the tight end coming down inside right here and releasing to the flat 5 yards deep. Our tight tackle is going to come down, and he's going to take like a 1-step, and then he needs to realize now he's got to cut off any kind of outside rush by the defensive tackle. Make sure he seals that man off. Now he's got to cut off any kind of outside rush by the defensive tackle. Make sure he seals that man off. The center has got to reach flat to make sure that this man's not trying to pinch down inside. They kind of work together and make sure that they pick up Mike X. Our tight guard is going to pull, and he's going to seal the tight 9. He should, like I said before, he should step down the inside to seal that, if he's playing the defense properly, he should step down inside and help us seal the outside leg of that defensive end. Our split tackle is he's going to step down inside and a zip down inside 1 step and then gate. Same thing for the split tackle, do the same thing. And then also the center will eventually, if he doesn't get any fast or penetration by the 2 or the Mike or need to help this defensive tackle, then he will also turn back. We'll have like a little fan on the back side there. Our fullback's going to belly just like he does on the belly play, outside foot, crossover, and get square in the hole right here, and then he's going to check for Sam backer. Help out right there. If we got a good defensive lineman and we'll designate him to help either inside or outside if that's the case. But be sure you makes the fake first, checks the sound backer. That's his first responsibility. We tell our tailback he's got to get on his horse and he's got to get around. We tell him also to just cheat down a little bit. And sometimes we'll run this play from the eye where it's easier for him to get to the outside of that defensive end. He's going to get on his horse. He's going to get around, seal off that defensive end, help keep penetration out of the quarterback's face. Now the quarterback's going to reverse out, get the ball, get a good fake, get his shoulders parallel with the sideline and ride that fullback. It's very important that he ride that fullback. Okay, and then he should have his eyes up. Don't look at the fullback. Get his eyes up looking at the secondary, because that's going to determine when he's going to make the throw. Like I said, a route or tight end is going to come down inside and 5-yard flat. Our flanker back is going to come down at 10 yards, and then he's going to go to the flag. He also has an option on running the flag route. If the safety has gotten over the top where he can't come open, and then at 16 yards he can come back out on the route. Our split end, he needs to cut his split down. He's usually 7 to 9 yards. We tell him to cut his split down a little bit. Don't make it obvious on plays going away or any time other than that. Make sure don't give it away that if we're going to run that play, but he needs to cut his split down, and then he's going to drag 7 to 9 yards deep. 7 to 9 right there. We got him in the flat 5. We got this man running the flag or come back out at 16. And as the quarterback makes his fake, he's going to get his eyes up, and then he's going to read the strong safety. The strong safety comes running up to stop the sweep, which is what it looks like from the other side. Then we're going to step and throw the ball right now for the touchdown. If he's got his eyes up and the rover has done what he's supposed to do and playing to the outside, and we're going to come on out, belly on out, get our hips coming downhill, and we're going to read it 1, 2, 3, and run. This is our belly play against the 4-3. As I said before, we'll run this play sometimes out of an eye look to get our tailback over where he can help with the guard's block. Coming down the line here, we're going to have our tight end. He'll step down inside, which will set up the block for the tight guard, and he'll release 5 yards to the flat. Our tight tackle, he will take a lateral step and make sure he keeps that defensive tackle to the inside on the line of scrimmage as much as possible. Pass block. Tight guard's going to pull, and he's going to log the outside leg of that defensive end. Center now, he's going to zip step lateral, make sure there's not any penetration, and then he's going to form a little cup on the back side. Zip step, fan. Zip step, fan. Back side. To set a little wall, a little perimeter right there for the defense. Fullback now is going to belly. He's going to come up on the inside foot and make sure he checks the Sam backer. Seal that off. The tailback is going to come to the outside hip of the guard and seal that defensive end right up on the line of scrimmage. Not deep, like ours want a lot of times to stop right here, short of the line of scrimmage. They need to get right on up to the line of scrimmage and seal this defensive man off. Get everyone out of that quarterback's face. Quarterback's going to reverse out, get a good ride. Real important that he get a good ride, and then check the secondary. Check the secondary. In this case right here, he's going to check that outside third man, which is a corner. If the corner's taking the bait and bid on the play action fake or the run fake, then we're going to throw the ball now. Right now. We're going to set our feet and throw the football right now for the touchdown. If not, then he's going to come on out, coming downhill, reading it the same way. He's reading it 1, 2, split ends, dragging 7 to 9 yards deep, 3, and his last option is to run the football. This is how we run our belly pass versus a 5-2 look. Our belly pass against the 4-4 look. Our tight end is going to come down inside, release to the flat, 5 yards deep. Tied tackle is going to lock down the inside, check and cut off, make sure you cut off any kind of penetration by the 2 technique. Try to keep that defensive tackle on the line. Our tight guard is going to pull and try to hook the chop. We actually tell him to chop that outside leg because we know the tailback's going to come around and seal off the outside hip. Center's going to take a little zip step right here and make sure there's no penetration by the SAM or X stun or anything like that by these 2. They work in combination to pick those 2 men up. Split guard's going to zip step down inside and then fan back. Zip step down inside, fan back. Make sure that there's not any penetration by these 2. That's the quickest 2 threats. Fullback's going to belly. He's going to seal the outside. In case there's an X to the outside by that linebacker, he'll pick up on the outside. Quarterback going to reverse out, get the ball, make a deep fake, and ride that fullback. Tailback's going to get in a hurry, get around and seal off that defensive end. Split end's going to drag 7 to 9 yards deep. Flanker back's going to run a flag, and it's a read flag. As before, at 16 yards, he's got the option to come back out if the corner has read properly. As the quarterback reads, makes the belly fake, he reads that corner. The man in the outside third, if he's taking the bait, he'll throw the ball now. If not, he'll come on outside, read it 1, 2, 3, run. That's how we run our belly pass against the 4-4 look. This concludes the Permian offense. I hope that each of you can take some of the things that you learned from this tape and use them in your offense. I hope all of you have a successful season. Good luck. I'm Ken Herring, head football coach at Kingwood High School, Kingwood, Texas. Today we're going to introduce to you the option series to the Kingwood offense and the Permian offensive series. In the Wing T offense, a little bit about our alignment and how we call our people. On the offense, we call the flanker the F-back. You know, a lot of people call him the Z. We call this, our tight end, the A. We call this man the tight tackle. We call him the tight guard because we flop the line. Obviously the center, and this is a split guard for us, and split tackle. And we, instead of calling this X, we call this man B, or split end. And then obviously quarterback, tailback, fullback. On defense, we call our corners, and in our defense we call these corners, and we call this the free safety, and we call this the strong safety. We just gave him the name of Rover. That's why we have an R there. On the front, we call this, instead of calling this a defensive end, we call his technique out. Like if he's a 9, we call him a 9. If he's a 6, but we just talking, whenever we communicate as a staff, we say that this is a 9, tight-sided 9. That means he's going to go to the strength call. you know, and we call this man over here a split 9, and he's just a weak side defensive end, what we call our open side defensive end. And then the 2 techniques, obviously, that's the play, or defensive tackles. That's what they're playing. Sam is usually the strong side linebacker. That's what the S is, and Willie is the weak side linebacker, and Mike is the middle linebacker, and a 4-3 look. And using the wing T offense, we feel like it's very important that you have an option play to keep defenses honest and see if they can defend by assignment. And this makes people work differently than just working on the wing T each week, by having them work on assignment defense. And for them to stay honest, we like to run the split side option triple read. What we do on that is start out, we have the tight end slam release. He's going to slam that tight defensive end and go up and block the strong safety. We have a zone block by the tackle. Zone block here. On the center and the split guard, if this man is in a 2 technique, we'd like to do as we did before. We'd like to slip block. He'd post the outside breastplate and work up to Mike, and then the center is going to reach and try to reach the outside leg and turn up the field and get the 2 technique. The split side tackle is going to zone off right here, and he's going to read this linebacker. If this linebacker sits right there, then he's going to block him. Okay? If he scrapes outside, then we're going to turn back and seal up Mike back to the inside. We're going to have we're going to open up a 3-step option with our flanker back. He's going to go to where he would be if he was lined up in a dead T formation right here, and he knows he's going to be the pitch man on the option. We have the fullback. He takes a step with a crossover step with his. For example, we're in a right set here. He's going to step with his right foot, left foot, right foot, and get himself square right here, and helping the quarterback read this 9 technique right here. We'd like for him to get just light pressure so we can give him the ball, or we can take the ball. So we're going and right here at the basically centered up on that split guard, get ourselves square in the hole right here, and helping him read right here. The tailback is going to go what we call in a wall chase. He's going to go around the 9, and then he's going to seal that linebacker off. Okay? If that tackle has got him, then he's going to continue on to the backside safety. The most important thing I feel like is the split ends block on the option. The split end, he needs to understand the coverage. And if they're getting forced, if it's getting forced, then we want to pitch off the force man. We want to pitch off a number 4. So the corner would come up, and if he gets forced by this man, then he's going to go and block the safety. Okay? If this man bails, then he is going to block that man, because this man is going to become the force man, and that's who we're going to pitch off of. So we have the F-back coming around. We'd like to snap the ball with him just almost right on the tail of the fullback, and coming in a pitch position at 4 and 4 outside the quarterback. The quarterback is going to open up and square himself up right here at the line of scrimmage, looking at the 9 technique. If the 9 technique takes the dive, then it's a pull. It's a pull right there. He's going to reach. When the ball gets even with the belly button, he's going to pull the ball if this man is on a pinch to take the dive man. And he's going up, and he's going to option the safety. We're going to tell him to run downhill at him, and if he gets to him, he's going to pitch the ball and spin. We'd like for him to spin away from that guy to the inside where we don't take the big hits on our quarterback. And we tell the flanker back, whenever he gets out here and it's time for that quarterback to pitch, we want him to let him know that he's there by calling ball, ball, ball. That where he doesn't have a blind pitch. He knows that he's always got someone to pitch to on the outside. We teach the thumb down, and we teach a step and plant and look. We don't blind pitch the ball. But that's basically what we do, running the triple option to the split side versus a 4-3. Versus a 50 look with running our split side option. It's going to become a loaded option to the split side. It comes automatic. Now we're still going to zone with the people on the back side. They're going to, all like always, just like this. And now on the split side here, we're going to have the guard is going to take a step with the near foot and help with a veer bump up to the backside linebacker. Make sure we seal off that backside backer. And then the split tackle is going to come on, blocking the near linebacker. We're going to pick the F back up in motion. We're going to snap the ball with him almost right in there at the hip of the fullback. We feel like we got to snap it there instead of at the halfback position, because we need to get him in a 4-4 position out here on the pitch against this type secondary. And then we're going to load that, and we're going to come down and we're going to block it like that right there, because this man has got to be the force man in this situation. If they're forcing here, then he'll block here. Tailback now is going to load this man. He's going to try to put his face on the outside number and get a tie with that defensive end right there. Fullback is going to go right at the rear of the split guard, and we're going to read this now. This man becomes the end read like we had against a 4-3. We're going to get square with our quarterback and read this defensive tackle right here. If he pinches off to take the dive, then we're going to pull and then come on out and option the secondary force. If he plays it straight up, comes up the field with it, and then we're going to give the ball, and then the fullback's going to hit the crease. Come on out and fakes the pitch. If it's if he comes down and takes the dive, then we're going to come on outside and option off the run force. That's how we run our option versus a 5-2 look. Okay, now the option versus a split look, 4-4 look. Basically the same on the backside. We're zoning up on the backside. Over here, with the center and guard, we've got to work hard to get this 2 technique. We'd like the center to reach the outside leg, bounce up, come right here. Tailback is going to come on up and wall chase right here. Wall chase. If it's which is the case most of the time. The guard, with him head stacked on the 2, and most of the time it's going to be him blocking right there. Fullback's going to hit it right at the hip of the split guard, and then be ready to give pressure right there. If this man's on a gut, and then he knows to lighten up the pressure and let the quarterback pull. If he's coming up the field and he needs to expect to give pressure and be ready to bounce outside and run to the running lane right here to the outside. Quarterback's going to open up, got a 3-step drop right here with a F coming quickly for the pitch. And then now we know right away that this is number 4, and that's who's going to be the force, and that's who we're going to option from. So he's going to block here. Stalk the corner. So we're reading this defensive end. If he comes up the field, we're going to give it. If he comes down to take the dive, then we're going to pull it, and we're going to option right here. F-back comes on outside and calls ball at 4 and 4 outside. We'd like for to pitch the ball and then spin to the inside. That's how we run the play versus a 4-4 look. Okay, the option pass is the one of our favorite plays to run. After running the option, corners come up faster. The secondary force comes up a lot faster. So we feel like we got to keep them honest if we're running the option, is to have two companion passes off of the option play. Our option pass backside end is going to zip down inside and then block out on the 9 technique. Same for the tackle. He's going to zip down inside, turn back, step off inside and turn back with the tight guard. We'd like for the center to step over aggressively, like he's really running the option, not make it look any different. We tell our split guard to come off aggressive, and then get into a passing, pass protection mode. We tell our split tackle to come off aggressively, block the 9. We'd like to run this play out of twins or motion to twins, and we run the play with a read route. The players having their outside foot back, and then on the 5th step, they should be approximately 6 yards deep. This way the quarterback knows about what depth they're going to be. And we read the secondary coverage. For example, if on the 5th step, the corner is bailed out, and then on the 5th step here, we run a little curl route. If the corner comes up and, takes the cushion away and is playing aggressively, then we have the option to run a go. Same as for the flanker back. He's going with a safety inverted right here. On the 5th step, he's going to either curl or run a go depending on what this man does right here. And the quarterback reads that. Okay, we're going to fake the option. We'd like for the quarterback to open up and make sure his eyes are up on the secondary, not down at the defensive end now, but up on the secondary, and make that ride. He makes the ride just real quick. He bounces back only 1 step and then throws the football. Much like the timing you would have on a 3-step drop pass. Tailback's going to swing where it looks like the option. So to make it look like it's going to look here is that, for example, the safety comes up and plays hard for this, and then we would like to keep on going. We'd like to drive that safety out from underneath, and then on the 5th step, we'd like to curl and the ball or to be thrown to the man right there on the outside. Okay, the option pass versus a 5-2 look. We'd have the tight side people are all going to max protect on the backside, step down, gate 1, 2, 3 on the backside. Center is going to block aggressive, and split guard is going to turn out aggressive right here. We'd like for the point of attack to be aggressive. 1 toe, make it look more like the option. Since the nose guard is really one of our tougher opponents, we like to have him, the fullback, check that Mike backer right there and then help back down inside against the 5-2 look. Pretty important, I feel like, to get max protection on the thing. B and F are going to run their read routes just like we talked about earlier. We're going to read the coverage, and it's either running a go or a curl depending on what the secondary gives you. Tailback's going to run a rail. Quarterback's going to make his read with his eyes up on the secondary, throw the ball in the 3-step fashion. He's going to ride, get his eyes up on the softness out here, throw it. In this case right here, we're going to throw the ball to the outside shoulder. And that's how we run our play, our option pass play versus a 5-2 look. Our option pass versus 4-4 looks, still going to seal off back on the backside as before, zip down inside. It's real important against the 4-4 look that these tackle and guard take care of this pair right here. Make sure there's no run through between those two right there. The center and guard are again aggressive. Center's got his head up in case there's a mic fire. Blocking out with the tackle on the end is making it look much like the option as it can. Fullback's going to go at the rear of the tackle as hard as he can, and then he's going to block. He's going to seal that off inside right there. Still the read steps. On the 5th step, we're either going to run a go or a curl, reading the 8 technique. You know, if the 8 tries to run underneath the outside, then we're going to throw it to the inside man before Mike can stretch over. Tailback's going to swing. Quarterback's going to do everything he did before. He's going to give a ride up in there on that fullback, and then step back and throw it on the same count that you would on a 3-step drop type pass. This is a real effective play, we feel like. Our next play, our next pass companion play off the option is run the post route with our split end. And it calls for different blocking assignments, and a very effective play for us over the last 4 or 5 years. Our flanker back is going to come in motion. Right here it's like this, and when he gets to the halfback position, and he's going to turn back because he's got to block the backside defensive end. Our fullback is going to do what he did before. He's going to fake the option, and then he's going to become a blocker on Willie. Aggressive block here, and then passive. Aggressive, then passive. Step, check for Mike, work any kind of Mike X on that split side. Zip gate right here. Tight end is going to drag. He's going to drag at 12 yards deep. Drag at 12 yards deep. The split end is he's going to come down and then run a 10-yard post. He's going to find the post on the field. If the ball is in the center of the field, he's going to run between the uprights. So if we had an old field where it didn't have but the singular post, well, it's real easy for him. All he's got to do is run at that post. And if the ball slides over, if the ball's on the right hash mark, he'll run at the right post. Or if he was on the left hash, he'd run at the left post. So it makes it pretty easy for him to find a place for him to run the correct route. Everybody's on the right page. The tailback is going to run what we call a bench route. He usually goes down into a wall chase again on the option anyway. So when he gets down in this position, then he runs a bench route up the sideline. The quarterback now is going to make a ride, and now instead of him setting up the throw he did in 33 option pass, he is going to continue on down 2 steps past the option to really sell the pass, and then set up on the inside foot of the tackle. He's going to read it right here. He's going to read 1, 2, 3. That's how he reads the option B post against a 4-3. The B post route versus a 50 look. Same route for the B. He's going to run to the post. In this situation, we're going to run it out of twins. Flanker back's going to run a bench route. Split guard's going to turn out. Split tackle's going to turn out. Aggressive by the center. And then we tell the fullback to go right at the rear of the split guard, and then be ready to help on the nose guard if the Mike bails on the pass. Tailback now, we do not have
F-back to turn back on the back side end because the tight end's running the drag at 12. So we tell the tailback to take 2 steps like he's going to run the option and then come back and block the backside end. We're zip gating here, zip gate here. Take care of that. Quarterback's going to open up. It's going to open up right here and then make 2 more steps past the ride on the fullback and then look, same read, 1, 2, 3 on the option pass. You can also on the backside here have big on big. You can have your lineman on the 2 people here and let the back block only on the linebacker if you'd like to have a better matchup with your tailback. That's our option B post versus a 5-2 look. Okay, now the option B post route versus split look. Aggressive with a split side tackle. Aggressive here with a split guard. The fullback goes right at the tail of the split guard and then helps if there's any kind of Mike X right here. Center's going the same way. He's going to step aggressive to the play side. Tight tackle and tight guard are going to zip gate. Tight ends on his drag at 12 yards deep. Now the B's going to run his 10-yard post route, and the F-back's going to run the bench route. Tailback's going to take his 2 steps, make it look like option, and then block back. The quarterback's going to give a ride and then go 2 steps past the ride and set up to the inside looking 1, 2, 3 on his reads to the option B post route. We hope that you can use some part of the option offense for your offensive series. We feel like that this has made people play us more honestly with the wing T and play assignment football. We all hope that you have a very successful season next year.
I'm Ken Herring, head football coach at Kingwood High School, Kingwood, Texas. Today we're going to introduce to you the Wing T series, the split side offense of the Permian offense. This has been an integral part of our offense over the last few years. We hope that maybe you can find something that could help your offense. In the Wing T offense, a little bit about our alignment and how we call our people. On the offense, we call the flanker the F back. You know, a lot of people call him the Z. We call this, our tight end, the A. We call this man the tight tackle. We call him the tight guard because we flop the line. Obviously the center, and this is a split guard for us and split tackle. And we, instead of calling this X, we call this man B, or split end. And then obviously quarterback, tailback, fullback. On defense, we call our corners, and in our defense we call these corners, and we call this the free safety, and we call this the strong safety. We just gave him the name of Rover. That's why we have an R there. On the front, we call this, instead of calling this a defensive end, we call his technique out. Like if he's a 9, we call him a 9. If he's a 6, but we just talking, whenever we communicate as a staff, we say that this is a 9, tight-sided 9. That means he's going to go to the strength call, you know. And we call this man over here a split 9, and he's just a weak side defensive end. Is what we call him, our open side defensive end. And then the two techniques, obviously, that's the play, or defensive tackles. That's what they're playing. Sam is usually the strong side linebacker. That's what the S is. And Willie is the weak side linebacker, and Mike is the middle linebacker. Our split side series is, we have about 4 or 5 plays in the split side series that we like to run. To get this play started on the backside, with 39, the pitch would be the first play. We run the fullback pitch to the split side. If we were in a wing set, we can also run it with a tailback running it out of the I set. Basically, they're the same. It's just where the backs are in relation to the quarterback. We slam release the tight end, and he blocks downfield. I guess a corner support type secondary, we bring the F back across, which I'll talk to you about that later. We just zone up with these people on the split side. We'll zone, we'll slip block here. He's going to punch the outside number and work up to the mic. He's going to try to get across to the outside leg, seal that 2 technique up. The flanker back is going to come across underneath, and he's going to work in combination with that tackle to block this 9 technique. He's going to get him, put his face on the outside number. We're going to reach with that tackle to try to overtake him and then work up to that linebacker. We'd like for this split end to get wide on this play. Get wide, especially if they're in a corner support type thing like this. So we'd just turn this man out, but we'd like to have him wide on the football field. In this situation here, the tailback is going to block the safety, but along the way, he's going to help us. If we don't do a good job here of blocking the 9 technique, then he is going to run in a position a yard and a half outside, and he's going to check this block right here. If that guy misses the block, the tackle doesn't slide off and hook him, and he's going to turn right now because we don't have a play. So he's going to do some work along the way whenever he goes to block that safety. And then if he feels the tackle's got him, then he's going to work to the linebacker to the safety. Fullback is going to go at a path. He's going to go at a path a yard and a half or 2 yards outside the split end. Okay, we're going to reverse out, pitch the ball leading, just like he does on the sweep.
And then we're going to try to seal, turn pile and seal up on the backside safety. The safety coming across right there. Some of the factors in running this play, you can run the play without bringing the F back across if the secondary is pre-rotated up. If the free safety is here, rotated hard on your wing, which we see that a lot. So and the corner's bailed off and giving us a soft corner, we'll just run the play without the F back. But if they've got a four-spoke type secondary and the force is either this man or this corner, we feel like that you need to bring this man on, and then we'll use the extra blocker here to block either the whoever's force on that split side. But that's one of our favorite plays versus a 4-3 look. We'll run the 19 wide, or the split side play as we call it. This time we're going to get in an I formation instead of being with a tailback in a dead back position, because we feel like our tailback's a better ball carrier. So, and we can run the play. We can run the play with a little bit of quick motion right here, and we'll lead to a position 1.5 yards outside that man. Okay, lead to a position 1.5 yards outside him, and if he recognizes the play being pitched, the ball being turned and pitched to the outside, then by leading the man 1.5 yards outside, this gives him a little room for error and margin. If the defensive end gets up the field, then we'll kick the man out. If he sets back and reads, then we'll get on his upfield shoulder and block the man down to the inside. On a versus 50 look, we're going to block the outside breastplate and work up to the linebacker. We're going to reach with that split guard and get into the crotch of that tackle. Try to even hook the outside leg if possible. That's what we're going to work for. We're going to zone up on the backside, zone up, slam release, go down and block the safety. Block the corner, okay? Block the corner here. And we'll reverse out with the quarterback, and now the quarterback becomes a big important player for us. And when we run the play like this, he's going to reverse out and come up and down and block the safety, who could, realistically could come in on the play as a force man from the middle of the field. Most teams that have a good safety like that, he will be a factor in that play. We'll pitch the ball outside. And he'll read that fullback's block, where to go outside or inside that block, depending on what that defensive end does. 19 pitch versus a 5-2 look, or split side sweep. Our split side sweep, either from the eye or the wing, depending on where your better ball player is, we're going against a 4-3 look. We feel like that we must bring the F back across, and he's got to block the force on the split side. Block the force with the flanker back coming across. B's going to block the outside third man, and if the tackle can reach the man, if he can reach the man, then he's going to reach him. If not, then he's going to come off and seal off inside right here. Tailback, the tailback is going to lead at a position 1.5 yards outside, just like before. Seal that man off. Tailback's going to fullback in this case is going to go lateral, and we're going to reverse pitch the ball, and we're going to block the safety with the quarterback. Our quarterback, we teach our quarterback to be a blocker in our offensive play scheme. So we're going to work hard right here to get a slip block. Goes on that breastplate and then works up. Reach with that center, try to get in the outside leg. We're going to zone. They're going to check fire on either gap. We're going to slam release with our tight end and try to get that safety. This is how we run our split side pitch to the split side versus a 4-4 look. The next play for our split side offense is the slide play. And this play is not our invention by any means, but we've refined it over the years, and we got the play from the Oakland Raiders in the early 70s and have used it some way or another in our attack in the last 30 years. On the slide play, the backside end is going to slam release, go down and block the safety, block the corner with the flanker back. We're going to zone with these people here, zone. We're going to slip block, zone right up here on Mike. He's going to zone right there. Also, if this end moves down on top, then he's going to try to reach that man. If this end gets down here, the way we play our offensive line, back off the line, we can reach this man a lot of times and hook him, and then the back will go up and block the willie. If the end's out wide, and the technique, I think the crucial technique is what you teach this tailback if you're in a wing, or fullback if you're in an offset eye, is that the tailback is going to need to run take a step right at the split nine. He's going to go right at him, not step outside, because that'll cause him to widen, and then you don't have a play. He's going to try to slide the head at the last minute to the outside and shoot his face up the field on his outside thigh. The fullback is going to go at the inside foot of the tackle. He's going to take he can do it two different ways. He can take a near step and then cut off the outside foot and slide to the outside, or he can take a step with the right foot and then push off the inside foot to the outside. You can do it either way. We've done it. Most of the time our backs rather do it with the wrong foot step, because this play looks like the lead. You want this play to look like that we're running an inside play, and then we're going to bounce it outside to the split side like a stretch play. Split end's going to bounce, or rather stalk block the cornerback. Quarterback's going to reverse out and get the ball deep to the fullback. And this has been a real good play for us, especially if the secondary has moved over and give us a pre-rotation to the wing side. Okay, now to run the slide play versus a 4-3 with hard run support, we need to block it like this. We're going to need to bring this F back. We're going to bring the F back over like we did on the sweep play, and now he's going to chip with the split tackle, and he's going to try to overtake the man and work off to the linebacker. Still going to slip block in here, still going to zone on the backside, just like we did in the sweep play or pitch play to the weak side. Blocking here, just like that. Now the tailback's going to read the same way. He's going to read the same way. He's going to read first to make sure that we got the chip block here and got the reach block by the tackle, checking Willie, working on up to the safety. We're going to hit the play right here like we're running the lead. Step, cut off the outside foot to the outside, set up like pass. This is the way we run the slide play to the split side with versus hard corner support against a 4-3 look and against a pre-rotated look. Okay, the slide play with flanker back motion. We've got flanker back motion right here. He's going to block the 9 technique. We're going to slip block with a guard and the tackle. We're going to zone. We're going to slam release. We're going to block the corner with the split end. And now the fullback is going to go to a point where he can read this F-back's block right here. And he will either clean up on his block, help clean up on his block, or going up and block the safety. The quarterback is going to step and either cut, he's going to go left, right, left, and then slide it to the outside up into the secondary. This is the way we run the slide play. Slide play versus the split look. We need to bring the F back across in motion again. He's going to block the force man. Blocking stalk with the split end. Slam release with the tight end up on the safety. Zoning. We're going to slip block with the split guard. Now we're going to determine where we can reach this tackle or if the tailback has to block him. If he is off this man, then we know the tailback's going to block him. If he's down on top of him, like some people play us, and we're going to reach with him, and we'll let the tailback seal his outside hip and block to the free safety. Kind of like wall chase on the option. Fullback's going to step off near foot, inside foot, and cut off the outside foot, slide to the outside. Reverse out, get the ball deep to the fullback. Make sure you threaten to the inside foot of that tackle. That's how we run the slide play versus the 4-4 look. Okay, the next play on the split side is the split side lead play. And the lead play is, which everybody runs, is a real simple play, but it's very effective, we feel like, to the split side. We have the option to run cross blocks or to run base blocks. Now obviously if this man's down underneath that tackle, then we're going to base block, turn out. We're going to lead the near back up on the linebacker. We're going to belly step with our fullback like we do when we run the belly to the strong side. He's going to lateral step, cross over, and get square in the hole at the inside foot of the tackle, and where he can run the daylights, you might say, and he might be, if this man widens across the hole, he could actually cut the ball back against certain defenses. If we can't get Mike, then it's not going to be a real effective play. So we must take a flat step through that defensive tackle's inside foot, make sure we can push Mike by the hole or get him tied up in some way. We're going to zone step on the backside, make sure we cut off backside penetration, block the backside corner. Quarterback's going to reverse out, get the ball deep to the fullback, and show pass, block the corner on that side. We like I said, we like to block our split end and our flanker back. We like to block them on the corners. We want our backs to know where his defender's coming from if he breaks or when he breaks into the secondary. But that's what we do on a 4-3 look. If we get a 3 look over here, we get a 3 look, and we're going to cross block it. We're going to cross block it right there. We're going to come down with the tackle, and we're going to kick out with the split guard. We've got to make sure that the center is real important, that the center zone step to make sure he seals off and gives hip protection to that split guard. 33 lead or split side lead play. Our split side lead play versus a 5-2 look, we like to make it look like the lead play on our goal line, and on the split side here against the 5 look, we're going to block with its split tackle. He's going to block base right here. We're going to pull the split guard, and he's going to cross block. Kick this man to the outside, get his face on the uphill number, drive the man out of the hole. We're going to zone hard with our center. We got our center in a tough position here. He's got to make sure we get that blocked as long as he ties that man up. Zone on the backside. Zone on the backside. Stay with your man. Stay with your man. Split end's going to block here. Tailback's going to read this tackle's block. He's going to take a little step, a jab step with his outside foot, going straight ahead here and reading this tackle's block in case there's a pinch by this man, and he's going to come on outside and block that linebacker. If he comes outside, then we're going to go inside and block that linebacker. Going to belly step with the fullback and get square up in the hole. Quarterback's going to reverse out and get deep. We're going to block the backside corner. That's how we like to run our lead to the split side versus 5-2 look. Next, we're going to block the split side lead versus a 4-4 look or split 6 look. We're going to read the split side 2. Whether he's in a 3 or a 2 technique, we're going to block base, turn out right here. Okay, or if he's in a 3 technique, we're going to cross block. The center is going to give hip protection to make sure there's not any penetration by the play side 1, and then he's going to snap back on the backside backer. We're going to take a full zone. We're going to slam release and go downfield right here. Why we have to run this play, we feel like we have to run it out of twins, is that we get this guy falling back and in and helping. Sometimes we'll even have to get down in a slot if we're going to keep him out of there. So that's the way we'll run the split side lead, and we'll take our little step outside and then come up on the linebacker. Belly, and we tell our fullback on this to be sure that if this guy widens out in the hole, or if he's slanted out into the hole, we need to let him understand that he's got the option to cut back against the grain. And we feel like that's why the lead play is such a good football play, because if you catch your linebackers over pursuing, they can cut back against the grain. The quarterback's going to reverse out, get the ball deep, and set up for pass. And that's our split side lead versus a 4-4 defense. The next play that with our split side series is what we call our tackle trap. On our tackle trap, we're going to block base with a tight end. We'd like to run the flanker back across in motion and block up on the secondary, run support, split end, we'll block the corner. Against the 4-3 look, we're going to bring the tight tackle down on the Mike backer. We're going to influence block and block out on the Sam with a tight guard. We're going to have the center step over and turn back on the 2 technique, and then we're going to have the split guard block out. We have the fullback. The fullback's going to block the defensive end, seal that defensive end from falling back inside. And then why we call it tackle trap, is we're going to pull the tackle and trap the backside tackle there, do 2 technique. We're going to have our tailback, that's like on the lead. He's going to take a little step with the jab step with his outside foot, and he's going to come right off the tackle's block, right up the field. Quarterback's going to reverse out. He's going to step back with his first step at 12 o'clock, and then he's going to hand the ball back to the tailback. Get the ball back to him as deep as possible and then set up like a pass. It's a pretty effective play versus a 4-3 look, especially with the motion. It gets everyone swinging that way. You block this guy in motion, you run the slide play, you run 19, or run the pitch, weak side pitch play, and all of a sudden now you come back against the grain with the tackle trap play. Our tackle trap play versus a 50 look, we like to run it a hole shorter. We like to run it a hole shorter up inside and actually trap the nose guard on this. We'll block back here, or send him in motion either way. Get everyone swinging that way, blocking here. He would block the run support right there. The block base with the tackle, block base with a tight guard. We're going to have the center come off, block the weak side linebacker. We're going to have the split guard cover for the tackle that's pulling. We're going to pull and trap the nose. Take a little counter step and hit the play right up the field. If that's not effective, then we will trap block, or what we call red trap. We will trap block with the tight end up here and influence with a tackle and block out, and then double the nose up to the backer, and that's another way we run it. And we'll trap all the way across, and then obviously plays back over here on this side. The fullback is going to block the weak side in, make sure he keeps him from falling back in on the play. So really, there's 2 different schemes that we can use against a 50 look that's been effective for us. We call it red trap. Our players know that we're going to trap all the way back to the second tackle instead of trapping the nose. Tackle trap play versus split look, we feel like this is a very effective play versus split look. We're going to bring our flanker back across in motion. We don't want this 8 technique to fall back in on the play, so he'll block this man, block the stalk the corner with the split end. Versus the 4-4 look, we have the option here to short block it with a guard across, but our favorite thing to do is to influence with this guard, he kind of backs out and tries to draw this man up the field. Come down with a tight tackle, base block with a tight end. This pair has got this pair right here, taking care of that. We're going to pull and trap that 2, who hopefully is taking the bait up the field. And we really have an extra man here, but we also tell him make sure that this 8 technique doesn't fall back in and help on the play, or that 9, either one. So it's pretty effective like that. If you get a 7-8 over here on this side, like when you go in motions, some split teams will move this man down to a 7, and so you can turn out and out right here, and it's pretty effective that way. Tailback's going to take a counter step with his outside foot, and he's going to come right through here. Quarterback's going to step at 12 o'clock and then get the ball to the man deep. And the counter right there. Fullback's going to block the split side 9 technique. Now that's the play versus a 4-4. Okay, completing out our split side offense, we like to run the companion play off the split side lead, and we run a split side pass play with a couple of different options to run. On the split side lead play or pass play, we have the ability to run a go read route versus the roll up secondary. When we fake, we're going to block aggressive, and fake the lead play up in here, and we're going to block the tailback's going to block Willie. Fullback's going to look for Mike X. Center's going to step to the split side and then gate back. Zip gate over here, zip gate, zip gate. Quarterback's going to reverse out. He's going to get around quick, kind of almost like a token fake. He's really not going to, fake like he does. And when we run the lead play or get the same depth as he does lead play, he's just going to spin on the spot, get himself turned around, get back away from the line about 2 yards deep. Much like a 3-step drop play. And then the B is going to run the seam route right there. We're going to try to throw the ball between the safety coming over behind the corner right here. To make the backside flanker, we'll just run a throwback in that case. To make the play much more effective, we feel like is to create the invert. And if we're not going to get the invert, we're going to run this route if the flanker back comes back across. We just make one little change here, and that is we're going to run a speed out. We're going to run a speed out with a B if we get an invert look on the split side. We're going to have our outside foot up, and then on the fourth step, we're going to speed out right here and turn out, and should be 6 yards deep. It works out exactly right if you cut off your outside foot and bend it to a speed out. Everyone in the country runs this route, and it's been real effective for us for over 25 years running this route this way. Just have the outside foot out, and on the fourth step start bending to the outside and get to a depth of 6 yards where your quarterback can know at what depth he needs to throw the football. Same read for the flanker back. He comes across, and if he gets invert, then he's going to run and drive his man on through. If they stay in a roll coverage and don't swap the linebacker out, and we're going to curl our man up at 6 yards, and the quarterback will throw it in the hole to the flanker back coming across in motion. And this is what we do with our read route on versus 4-3 look. Our read route and speed out versus a 50 look is we're going to block 1-2 LOS on the split side. 1-2 LOS with a split side people. Center's going to stop the pressure from split side and then pass over protect right there. Tailback's going to do the same thing he does on lead. He's going to take a little counter step. He's going to seal up there on that backer. Fullback's going to go up here and look for the backside backer and then help that nose. Usually we got to have help in high school with our center with the fullback on this guy. We're going to reverse out. We're going to more like a token fake. We're going to spin right on the spot, get depth as quick and as fast as we can, about 3.5 yards deep, and look for the read on the split side. With a man over here, we probably inverted like this, and if we had read called, then we would take and curl on our outside foot, and then the inside man would drive his man on through right there. If this man left to go to help out underneath the outside, and we would curl him up on the fifth step, and then quarterback would throw him the ball to the inside. If we've got speed out called, then the inside man is still going to run his same route, and then the B is going to run a speed out like he did before against the 4-3 look. We're going to zip gate on the backside, zip gate, create a cup on that backside there. Max protection block. Now our split side lead play versus a split look or 4-4 look. We're going to block 1-2 LOS. Center's going to check fire, protect, zip gate on the backside, cup protection. Going to form a wall, fan block on the backside. We're going to fake the fullback up in here. He's going to check for Mike fire right here. The tailback, we're going to hit him at the outside hip of that fullback. Quarterback's going to kind of token fake, get around quick as he can, and then the tailback's going to block to the outside in case we have fire or anything on the outside that gives us a maximum protection block on the play side. Same as before, we're going to read steps with our outside, and the quarterback's going to reverse out as quick as possible, get his depth, and then throw the read pass.
This concludes the Permian split side offense. We hope that you can find something that will help your offense in the next years. I hope everyone has a successful next season. I'm Ken Herring, head football coach at Kingwood High School, Kingwood, Texas. Today we're going to introduce to you the trap series for the Permian Wing T offense. We hope that you might find something to help your offense today. In the Wing T offense, a little bit about our alignment and how we call our people. On the offense, we call the flanker the F-back. You know, a lot of people call him the Z. We call this, our tight end, the A. We call this man the tight tackle. We call him the tight guard because we flop the line. Obviously the center, and this is a split guard for us and a split tackle. And we, instead of calling this X, we call this man B, or split end. And then obviously quarterback, tailback, fullback. On defense, we call corners, and in our defense we call these corners, and we call this the free safety, and we call this the strong safety. We just gave him the name of Rover. That's why we have an R there. On the front, we call this, instead of calling this a defensive end, we call his technique out. Like if he's a 9, we call him a 9. If he's a 6, but we just talking, whenever we communicate as a staff, we say that this is a 9, tight-sided 9. That means he's going to go to the strength call. You know, and we call this man over here a split 9. And he's just a weak side defensive end, what we call him, our open side defensive end. And then the two techniques, obviously, that's the play, or defensive tackles. That's what they're playing. Sam is usually the strong side linebacker. That's what the S is. And Willie is the weak side linebacker, and Mike is the middle linebacker. Our next series in the Wing T series is the trap series, and the first play will be the trap play. The trap play against the 4-3. Starting from the flanker back, the flanker back will turn out on the corner. Tight end will get his space on the inside number, cutting off the penetration by the tight 9 and blocking his man to the outside or sealing him off, just getting a stalemate mostly. Same for the tight tackle. He's going to step off, make sure he gets his face centered up, get centered up on the sound backer. Now this is where the intricate part of the play comes for us, is that we tell our people to read and log the defensive front. For example, if this man's down in a 2-eye, we're down to the inside, we're going to block this man down to the inside, cave him off down to the inside. If we can get down to the inside on Mike, we'll go. We'll get on down and block him.
But most of the time the case is that we're going to get locked up with that tight guard and stay with the block right there on that defensive tackle. Our center is going to block high. He's going to block high on this man, make sure there's no penetration across the top on the play. And this is probably the toughest block right here, especially if you get a mismatch in size. And these defensive tackles are slanting or that type thing, and then we have the center read the intent of the defensive player. The split guard is going to pull. He's going to pull he's going to pull as tight as he can, and he's going to read the tight guard's block. If the tight guard is sealing his man off down to the inside, then he's going to seal up on the Mike backer. Obviously, if the two is in a slant to the outside, then you would have this effect. You would have him going down to Mike, the tight guard going down to Mike, and then you'd have a kick or by the trap by the split guard on the two technique. But most time the case is that we're going to get a log in the leagues we play in, and we're going to seal up on the Mike backer. We're going to zone step right here with the split tackle, seal off the Willie linebacker. Block the backside corner with a split end. Next, we're going to have the quarterback's going to take a cowboy step with his right foot. If we're running the trap play to the right, which we run it both ways, we flop our sets, take a step with the right foot and open up right here, get the ball deep to the fullback. The fullback's going to, if we're in a right set, we call the play right trap, and then the fullback's going to step with his right foot first and get his right elbow up, and we're going to read. He should take a pre-read on this tight guard. If we definitely got a two technique, our inside deal, inside read by this defensive tackle, and he knows right now that he's going to more than likely run a log, and we're going to log it up and get north and south on the outside of that tackle. If we got a three, then his path, if we're in a three right here, then he knows his path is going to be more straight ahead. As I said, the quarterback's going to reverse. He's going to take a cowboy step, get the ball deep, set the ball in right here, and then he's going to make a fake to the tailback, give that tailback a hand, and then fake the bootleg, looking back at the tailback. That's important that he looks back to the tailback, make everyone think he's giving that ball to the tailback, and faking the bootleg, which is going to be one of the plays out of the trap series. This is how we run our play, our trap play versus a 4-3 defense. Our trap play versus a 5-2 defense. 5-2 defense, our tight end is going to step with his inside foot to seal off the tight nine. Flanker back's going to turn out on the cornerback. The tight tackle rather, is going to escape off down inside, kind of make himself skinny and try to get down in on the Sam backer. Make sure he seals off any kind of penetration. If this man's on a fire, knock him by the hole. Center and tight guard are going to work in combination for the nose and Mike, and stepping off with the inside foot here, making sure to seal off any kind of penetration. We tell him to block high. Center's going to go off at the inside number. But make sure, just in case he's got a weak slant on him, make sure he's getting a piece of that man. And then if he'd take him by himself, he was going in a weak side slant. If not, then he's going to go in the right path to pick up the backside linebacker. Our split guard's going to pull, and we'd like I said, we'd like to get some movement on this node where we can pull. We're going to pull tight as we can here, and we're going to trap block on the inside number of this defensive tackle, get his face on the inside number, and drive our feet up out of the hole. Split tackle is going to zone step, make sure there's no penetration. Make sure there's no penetration by the backside tackle. Split end is going to block the backside corner. Quarterback is going to do the same as before. He's going to cowboy step and reverse out, get the ball deep to the fullback. If we're in a right trap, then the fullback is going to step off with his right foot, and then he's going to know a little bit where the hole is, where the trap is a little bit wider, so he'll take a wider path to the hole right here. If we're in an I with the tailback, then he's going to take a two-step crossover and then fake the GT, which is a companion play. Quarterback's going to reverse out, and he's going to fake to the tailback, and he's going to look back at the tailback, faking bootleg. That's how we block our trap play versus a 5-2 look. As an alternative to running the trap play, we will also run a burst play. And when we run the burst play, we're going to run base blocks and then just read. We're going to base block all the way across, and we're going to read the nose guard. We feel like that is a good alternative to running the trap versus the 5-2 look. Our trap play versus the 4-4 defense is a good play if we're getting a lot of penetration by our threes and getting up the field where we can get a flat angle to the linebackers. If the team is more of a reading team, it's a little bit tougher, and you have to use some alternative blocks. But as a rule, we'll trap the 4-4 look if we're getting a lot of movement by these inside defensive tackles. The flanker back, he's going to block the corner. Tight end is going to seal off to the inside, the defensive end. Now the tight tackle is going to go to the heels of the defensive tackle and try to get to the linebacker. Try to come off flat off his rear. Tight guard is going down to the backside backer. Center is going to step off with the near foot to the backside, blocking high, making sure we don't get any penetration across the top. Really read more the intent of the defensive tackle. And if we're getting a two look, like in this defense right here, if he's in a 2-eye, then we might get the log again. We may have to log it around and seal up on the backer. Okay. If we're getting a 3, like is the case in a lot of 4-4 looks for us, or they're giving us the Miami look, a 1-3 look, and more likely we're going to trap this man to the outside. Fullback again needs to read like a pre-read for to give him an idea of what's going to take place. If he's getting a 2-eye, then he knows he's going to be in a log. If this man's a 3, we know he's going to be more of a straight ahead path, stepping with his outside foot straight up the field and come in right off the tackle's block right there. And it's important for him to know that how his blocks are going to take place where he can go on the correct path. Tailback is going to take a left step and a right step and then come fake the GT. And tailback is going to take his cowboy step and open up, get the ball deep to the fullback, and then fake bootleg, and then look back at the tailback. We're going to block split tackle on the split 9, and then our defensive end. Split end is going to block the cornerback. And that's how we run our trap versus the 4-3 look. 4-4 look. Okay, the next play we'll cover in our trap series is a GT guard tackle trap play. And We prefer this play as opposed to running the trap sweep. We run this play off tackle. Starting out with a flanker back, we like always, we'd like to block out on the corner. Against the 4-3 look, we're going to send the tight end down on Mike. Tight tackle's going to tackle and tight guard are going to get movement on the defensive tackle or two technique, and whoever comes over the tops. For example, here the two is underneath, so he'll be going to the backside backer and sealing the backside backer off. Center will be blocking back. Split guard is going to pull and trap. He's going to trap, get inside, run his feet up out of the hole, get up on the upfield number on the defensive end. Split tackle is going to pull, and we tell the split tackle to get a little extra depth, and pull and come around just in case the tight nine makes it spill back up here, wrong shoulders it and gets it to spill back inside. Then we'll go around and take the outside linebacker. But in this case right here, if he's got him, kicked out, and we'll come up, seal this linebacker off. Fullback is going to block the split side defensive end where they can't run the play down from the split side. He's going to come down and on the inside number, anticipate this man closing down to the inside. Split tailback's going to cross over step. He's going to give two good steps on his fake. He's going to step right foot, left foot plant, and come back as tight as he can right here, right off the hip of the double team, and then run to daylight from right there. There might be a chance if this 9 spills it wrong shoulders that he might run it a little bit wider onto the outside there. Quarterback is going to get a little cowboy step with his right foot, and he's going to open up like he does on trap.
Go ahead.
Backside end is going to block the corner, and that's the way we're going to run the play against the 4-3. GT play versus a 50 look, a 5-2 look. We're going to have the tight tackle and tight end are both going to get movement on the defensive tackle before they come off. And in this case right here, if the tackle is playing underneath the tight tackle, and he'll come up and take the sound backer. We're going to do the same thing here with a tight guard and the center. Center's going to block on the weak side right here. If he's got a 3 or anything on the back side, then we're going to have to go backside with it. But if they're in a true 50 look, we feel like we can get the fullback on him and peel him out of there to run the play. So the center's going to get him movement and then work up weak side right here. Most of the time we're going to get slant. We're going to get slant to the tight end side with a 50 look. Split guard's going to do the same thing that he did before. He's going to pull and trap the 9 technique. Split tackle's going to pull a little deeper as usual right there, and then he's going to come on around and then seal off right there. F-back, we tell him to block the corner support. Tell the B to block the corner also. Crossover, plant with the left foot, come back on the GT right here, inside out. Quarterback cowboy step, open up, and then fake the bootleg. That's how we block the GT play versus a 5-2 look. GT play against the split look. Basically, we're going to have the flanker back block out on the 8 technique, and then we also have a chance here that this against a split look we might get a 7, but most of the time in the wing we're going to get a head up 6 or a 9, so that keeps people from getting down into a 7. If we had the 7, say we tried to run the play out of a pro set, well, we'd have the tight end block to the outside and then let the flanker back block up on the corner. But in a wing, if we stay in the wing here and run the play, and we're going to send the tight end down on the sound backer, we're going to get movement with the tight tackle and tight guard, and like for example, they're in this with a 2-eye this time, and we'll have him come off and we'll get to the backside backer. If we're having a lot of run through here, right here, we're going to work hard at getting the tight guard to come off and make sure there's no penetration inside. Center's going to block back. He's going to read the intent of the defensive 2 technique, try to cut off penetration. If he's screaming it up the field, then we're going to try to get our head more up the field or down the line more. If he's going to try to play across the top, then we're going to block high on the man. I'm going to have the guard pull, and he's going to kick the defensive end, anticipating him to make the thing wrong arm and spill the play. Split tackle, we're going to pull him deep also, and then we're going to pull him and seal. We get an extra blocker back up to the inside. To pull back, we're going to tell him to go at the inside, anticipate this end squeezing off, and get the head up the field, squeeze that 9 off where he can't run down the play from the backside. Tailback's going to cross over and step with his left foot, and he's going to hit it tight as he can right here again, and then run to daylight. Split end's going to block the corner. And this is our GT play that we run versus the 4-4 look on defense. Our companion play off the bootleg and GT play is the bootleg pass. Our flanker back is going to run a throwback. Our tight end is going to run a drag. He's going to drag from 9 to 10 yards deep. And he's going to, depending on how he gets, what kind of release he gets off from the line of scrimmage, he's going to try to get into the face of the quarterback after he makes his sweep fake. Tight tackle, we're going to have the tight tackle check Sam and then gate back. The tight guard is going to pull, and he's going to pull flat across the center. When he gets clear of the center, then he's going to pull and run a little question mark here and read the approach of the split 9. If the split 9 is sitting on the line of scrimmage, then we're going to hook the man, and the quarterback should carry the ball outside. If the 9 technique gets up high up the field, then we will turn him to the outside and fence him outside, and the quarterback will cut up inside. How the center's technique is a passive gate. He's going to turn backside. We tell him not to get aggressive on this because he'll miss the 2 technique, either trying to come over the top or coming up the field fast. So step passively right here and then be ready to give ground and cut off the pursuit of the backside 2 technique. Our split tackle, we have the option on this to either pull, or we can pull and chop the 9, or we tell him, like in most of the cases, we pull, or we block overrun covered. We block the man on the line, and we look for help right here with the tackle. He checks the Willie linebacker and blocks down inside. So we have the option here if we'd like to If a 9 is really getting up the field fast, then we'd like to pull him real quick and chop this man. Our routes on this are split in. Our split in is going to run what we call a squirrel route against a, well, we've got a 4-spoke secondary here. We'd like to widen outside. We drive up to 16, and then at 16 yards, he either runs a go route or a come back out or a curl, all depending on what the secondary is giving us. Drive up to 16. We call that a squirrel route, like a squirrel in a cage type thing. Our fullback is going to be in the flat, and he's going to be 5 yards deep, right here at 16. Our tailback is going to fake across right here. He's going to counter step like GT and come across and block back. Quarterback is going to open up to the split side. He's going to open up to the split side. He's going to take a little cowboy step with his left foot and then open up right here and come across. And whenever he makes his mesh with the tailback here, we tell him to get his eyes on that 9 technique. That's going to tell him where he needs to go outside or go inside off the guard's block. If that guard's sitting on the line right there, he knows he can make a little bit wider path to the outside. If the guard is getting up the field, he knows he's going to have to chop his steps after the fake and get his eyes inside and then makes his read. I think the key to this for us is that we like to throw the high percentage pass and throw the pass. We read it 1, 2, 3, run. That way our waggle and bootleg passes are always the same. So we run it. Read it 1, 2, 3 each time. There are some other things that you can do. If we do this quite often. If we're having a problem getting outside, the quarterback doesn't see the bootleg well. We're not holding anybody with a fake of the 9. We can run this play with a stop and run it out of the power eye. And we'll have the flanker back line in this position right here behind the tackle and put the tailback back here. And we'll chop this man right here. We'll try to get him off his feet. And then that gives the quarterback a clear path to get outside and read the secondary. And the quarterback will know whenever we do this that he's going to be outside all the time, and gives him an unrushed type look. He can read the secondary a little better, and we can get outside and throw the football. Well, these are the plays that we run, companion plays that we run off the bootleg and trap series. Another play that we have in our trap sweep series is a split trap, and this is how we run the split trap against the 4-3. We feel like this is a good misdirection play. It gives our, instead of running the GT, it gives us good misdirection play and a one guard pull instead of a double tied or split tackle guard tackle pull. Against the 4-3 look, our tight end is going to pull, and he's going to pull and trap the 2 technique. He'll pull and trap the 2 technique. Against the 4-3 look, our tight tackle will turn out on the 9, turn him out right there to the outside, which is kind of a different block that they don't usually see that much unless there's an ISO. And then our here's where it gets a little tougher, is our tight guard blocks to the inside number, and then he works up to the Mike backer. We feel like the Mike backer should get off the spot because we're making a fake. We're making a fake here to the split side with our fullback. Our center's going to block back like he does on the trap play, so it's a tough block for him to make sure he seals that man off. The guard is going to pull and trap up on the sound backer, just like that right there. Okay, so we have the fullback. We like the fullback to make sure that he fakes close enough to the quarterback here that we get Mike off the spot, because we do run the option, which we'll get into later, and they'll see why that they'll get that step with that type flow. Tailback, he'll take his counter steps. He'll take his counter steps, and then come up through the hole right here. So over here on the split side, we'll tell the tackle to turn out on the 9 technique, and then we'll tell the fullback to hit right off the guard and seal up on the willy. So we got them sealed off here, and this is our play we like to run with the to the tight side with a split fake. Our quarterback's action is a cowboy step, as like always, and opens up to the split side and then fakes bootleg.